Love in the countryside. In the lush fields of Phra Khanong, where palm trees swayed in the breeze and rice paddies shimmered under the sun, Nak stood out, a kind, gentle young woman with eyes as deep as twilight. She had long loved Mak, a poor but hardworking orphan raised by the villagers. Their love blossomed in the simplicity of rural life, fishing together, sharing meals, whispering dreams under moonlight. One day, Mak gave Nak a red string bracelet, promising, "Even if the heavens fall, I'll find my way back to you." They held a humble wedding, blessed by elders and accompanied by the sound of bamboo flutes and drums. Soon, Nak became pregnant and their love deepened. But as fate would have it, war broke out. Mak received a military draft notice and had to leave. Nak gave him back the red string with trembling hands. "So you never lose your way home to me." The tragic birth. Nak waited patiently in their wooden home, her belly growing heavier, her heart more anxious. One stormy night, her labor began violently. Thunder split the sky, winds tore at the house, and rain lashed the village like a curse. She screamed for help, but no one dared venture out. Alone and in agony, Nak gave birth prematurely. Both she and the baby died on the floor soaked in blood, the last thing she saw being the wooden ceiling above and her unborn son in her arms. The villagers buried her and the child under a banyan tree behind the village, a place believed to be a portal between the living and the dead. But soon, strange things began to happen. People heard lullabies at night. Lights flickered in the abandoned house. Some swore they saw Nak sitting on the porch, rocking an invisible baby. The husband's return. Weeks later, Mak returned home from war, bruised and weary. As he approached his home, he was stunned to see Nak waiting for him, cradling a baby in her arms, smiling softly. Everything appeared normal. The house was clean, the baby healthy, the food warm. Nak acted just like before, as if nothing had happened. Mak, overwhelmed with joy, believed it was a miracle. He embraced them, kissed his wife, and held his son. The villagers, however, averted their eyes and whispered in fear, "He's living with a ghost." One elder tried to warn Mak, but the moment he approached, he caught a glimpse of Nak's empty black eyes staring through the door. He turned and fled, never daring to return. Whispers and shadows. Each night, Nak's lullaby echoed across the village, soft, mournful, and haunting. Dogs barked incessantly at her home, refusing to go near. One night, a brave man peeked through the cracks in Mak's house and saw Nak levitating off the ground, her hair dragging along the floor, her eyes glowing faintly. Fear spread quickly. One villager entered the house with the intention of revealing the truth to Mak, but the next morning, his body was found floating in the river, eyes wide open, mouth frozen in a scream. Mak began to suspect something was wrong. One day, Nak dropped a spoon through the wooden floor slats. Instead of going downstairs, her arms stretched unnaturally long through the gaps and retrieved it instantly. Mak froze in silent terror. That night, while Nak cradled the baby, Mak crept out quietly. His heartbeat thundered in his ears as the truth began to take shape. A horrifying discovery. Mak followed a muddy path to the graveyard. There, by the old banyan tree, he found a moss-covered grave with Nak's name etched into it, the date of death matching the night he had been wounded in battle. His hands trembled. Then, "Who have I been sleeping beside?" He ran back home, carrying only a sacred wooden dagger and the red string Nak had once given him. As he stepped through the doorway, he saw Nak rocking the baby. But now, the child was no longer breathing, and Nak's face was sunken, one eye missing, skin decayed and dripping. Mak screamed and fled. Nak shrieked and chased after him, but he dashed into the village temple, the only place a ghost could not enter. She howled his name, her voice echoing through the trees and across the riverbank. Release and the oath. The next day, a famous monk, Ajahn Sumdet, arrived to perform a spirit banishment. Before the temple gates, Nak appeared, her hair disheveled, eyes bleeding tears, still holding her lifeless child. Though ghostly, her voice was gentle. "I waited for you. I kept our promise." Mak collapsed in tears and whispered, "I never stopped loving you." The monk chanted sacred verses, using a relic to seal Nak's spirit into the only part of her body that remained whole, her forehead bone. This relic was later enshrined in a spirit house by the river. The villagers came to revere Nak as a guardian spirit, protector of love, loyalty, and tragic devotion. Mak never remarried. For the rest of his life, he visited the shrine every full moon, tying the same red string around the gate, whispering, "Be it heaven or hell, my heart still belongs to you."